Right. Good morning, evening, or afternoon, whenever you're watching this, and welcome back to 656 Sports and Things. My name's Nathan, and I sometimes talk about sports. Today's top story is actually out of Cleveland. It appears that recently acquired Andre Drummond and the team are apparently, miles apart in contract negotiation. Drummond does have a player option this year, so he can opt out and not play in Cleveland. If he does, I think he leaves $27 million on the table on the season, which is funny. You think last year, the Cavs traded for Drummond, traded him from Detroit. I'm sure Detroit wanted him to trade him for a contender or maybe get something more back. I think they got Brandon Knight, John Henderson, and a 2023 second round pick. So right then, you get a second round pick for a guy who was drafted in the first round, and two roster players, mostly his contract, to come back and you match the contract. But you think the Cavs would be like, you know, we'll bring him in. He got a player option. Maybe we can sign him long term. Maybe he's going to help out with our young core. Perhaps we lose Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson in the offseason. Maybe that was the point, the idea behind it. Get another big. Never have too many bigs in 90s NBA. Unfortunately, it's 2020. And Detroit was trying to trade him all of last season, and they were looking for the biggest return, and I would hope that's the biggest return they got for Drummond was a second round pick and two roster players. Like, I'm sure the Detroit Pistons wanted to hit a home run with that and get something more, maybe some youth to help them rebuild. But anyway, I don't know what Drummond's doing. I don't know. I think before you would have traded for him, you had a good chance that you were going to sign him long term if you were trading him. Now, it has been said that it was a flyer deal. They didn't think they were going to sign him, but they didn't have to give up too much. I mean, second round draft picks in the NBA aren't that big of a deal. And it's not even this year's draft, it's 3 years down the road. So they could be in a very different situation 3 years down the road. They could use that pick for something else. It just seems like an odd deal for a guy who's an all-star. At one time was the best scoring big man in the NBA. I don't know where he ends up going. I don't know who would really want him if he opts out. Let's say he opts out to test the free agent market. Yes, it is a weak class. Brandon Ingram, if he goes to market, is headlining. Anthony Davis, if he goes to market, is headlining. But outside of that, you maybe have, Fred VanVleet is one of the highest rated free agents of this offseason. Nothing against Fred VanVleet. However, I don't think he's franchise changing, and I don't think he's going to. He will get offers in this offseason, but who does he go? I just find it funny that you would trade for Drummond, have the intention of him coming here and perhaps being here long term, and then you can't even sign him in the offseason. It just seems like, why would you make that trade? I understand Detroit wanting to do it. They probably couldn't find any extra value for Drummond. His game isn't really, modern NBA game, but I'm flabbergasted. That's a word I haven't used in a while. I'm flabbergasted about the trade in general. I'm flabbergasted about him not signing with Cleveland. I understand you wanting to leave Cleveland, and maybe he thinks this is my best chance to cash out and make as much as I can. I'm probably not getting another big contract after this contract, so I understand that. Maybe he just doesn't like Cleveland, or maybe he just overvalues himself. You can overvalue yourself and end up not having a job, especially with the current situation that we're in. The trade didn't make sense to me when it happened. I know I'm rambling here. I would have assumed that trade would have made sense if people were thinking that Cleveland would be a playoff team this year or maybe even contend. But they were way out of the playoffs when that trade happened. So, I mean, if you're going for a pure rental, wouldn't you, be a playoff team at least or a contender? It would make sense if, like, the Bucks, went and did that trade, or Boston, or a team that was going to make the playoffs. The Lakers or the Clippers, or not the Nuggets, but no one was thinking the Nuggets were going to do what they did in the playoffs, but he might end up going to Denver if they need another piece. Although I think Jokic is a better center. Anyway, thank you for checking out this video. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing your way through, and please explain the Drummond situation to me. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why last year, I don't know why Cleveland traded for him. I mean, you didn't have to give up a lot. I mean, maybe they're trying to swing a sign and trade. All they gave up was two roster players and a second round pick, or the NBA equivalent of a six-pack of Bud, a six-pack. I'm going to go really old school. 6-pack of Goose Island. and some potato chips or some ketchup chips. Yeah, can I? I don't know. Maybe they're thinking they'll get maybe I can get a dozen beer and 2 bags of ketchup chips for him if I trade him. Uh, I don't know where he ends up going. Maybe Charlotte would swing a deal because Charlotte always does weird things. I'm beginning to find out they don't draft well. They're not a team. Or maybe he goes to the Kings. Maybe he can help Willie Cauley-Stein there. But what's going on with the Kings now is going to be an issue, and he doesn't have to live in Detroit or Cleveland. Nothing against those two cities, but they're not known for their big, bright lights and prosperity. Let me know where you think he goes. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing your way through. You can spot up in the comments. Make sure to share this video like you share. You tell your kids to share your kids. You tell your kids to share Halloween candy. I can't talk sometimes. Anyway, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know where you think Drummond's going or what Drummond's doing. I don't think Drummond knows. I don't think the Cavs know either. You all have a great day. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.